Hello, my beautiful movies, and welcome back to another Best Friends episode. I am just gonna make this short and quick because I know you're here for the audio, not to hear me rant. But I really hope you guys enjoy this. I am unsure how much longer there is to this. Let me look. So I'm gonna read 3 chapters today, and then there'll be 2 more episodes of 2 chapters. So that's what we'll do. But I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you at the end of the video. Toodles. Okay, I was looking at the wrong story. There's only one more episode of this after this, because there's only 3 chapters, and then the epilogue, and then there's a little thank you, and then there's 2 bonus chapters. So I'm gonna read those. But I don't know whether to make those their own video. I probably will make them their own video, just so it's a little longer. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. It's the second last to last video of Best Friends. So toodles. I literally got halfway through the chapter and realized my microphone, I was not recording at all. What? Okay, never mind. Let's just get into it. Wine's eyes fluttered open, feeling a hand rubbing her back. She rubs her eyes and looks around, noticing she's in Kenny's room, laying on his chest. She looks up to see Kenny already staring at her with a smile on his handsome face. "Morning, sweetheart. How you feeling?" "Good morning, Kenny." Wine holds a hand in front of her mouth, yawning. "I'm okay, just a little sore." Kenny smirks at that, moving his hands to grab Wine's hips and pulling her closer until her whole body is flush against him. "We did have a lot of fun last night." Wine smiles bashfully, covering her mouth with a closed fist as the memories flush in her mind. Yeah, she notices the sun shining through the window, meaning it must be late morning or early afternoon. "What time is it?" Kenny grabs his phone and checks the time, though he is more concerned about how many missed calls and texts he has from both Stan and Kyle. Sorry. I just yawned. Shit. I think the time is the least of our worries. He sets his phone back down on the nightstand, deciding not to bother with reading any of those texts. He doesn't need to read any of them to know what they're about. Not that he really cares about them. "What do you mean?" Ryan asked, leaning over Kenny, slapped to find her own laying on the floor. Kenny's eyes fixate on her ass and those sexy black panties she's wearing, the only thing she managed to put back on last night before crashing. He loves how good they make her butt look. Without a second thought, he gives it a good smack, making a satisfying slap sound. Wine squeaks and drops her phone back on the floor. "Kenny!" Kenny snickers, finding the joy in teasing his girlfriend. Now that they've gone all the way, he won't be holding back all his perverted thoughts about her anymore. He's going to let her know exactly how she makes him feel. "Your ass looks so smackable." Phone long forgotten, Wine sits back up, straddling Kenny's waist. "You are in so much trouble, mister. You gonna punish me, baby girl?" Kenny asked with a wink, his hands gripping her outer thighs. Wine internally melts at the pet name, but doesn't let it show. Instead, she jokingly narrows her eyes. "You'd like that, wouldn't you? Wouldn't it be so bad if I said yes? As expected, from a pervert like you." Kenny leans forward, unfazed by her words, and wraps his arms around Wine's waist and rests his head between her boobs. He nestles his nose, feeling how soft and squishy they are. "I love your boobs." His hand moves to grab her ass, giving it a squeeze. "And all of you." Wine giggles softly, wrapping her arms around Kenny's head to hug him. Her boyfriend may be a horny pervert, but he treats her so well. She is beyond happy she fell in love with her best friend. I love you, all of you too. Kenny suddenly pushes Wyan backwards, trapping both her wrists in one hand above her head, hovering over her. His other hand traces up and down. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Kenny suddenly pushes Wyan backwards and traps both her wrists in one hand above her head, hovering over her. His other hand traces up and down the side of her body, watching her squirm. Kenny! Wyan is getting turned on by Kenny's dominance over her. She bites her lip as she feels herself getting wet. How are you still so horny? Kenny smirks, his hand moving up the inside of Wyan's thighs, stopping at the seam of her panties. For one, you're in my bed shirtless and in these sexy underwear. He slips his fingers into her panties, feeling Wyan's wetness. His fingers make slow circles around her clit, it seems like you're enjoying this. A low moan leaves Wyan's lips. She wasn't expecting Kenny to be ready for another round right away in the morning, but she can get behind it. He knows how to make her feel so good. Kenny smirks, inserting a finger inside of Wyan, enjoying the sight of her becoming a squirming mess. That's alright, sweetheart. Let me take real good care of you. A loud knock on Kenny's door sends both of them into a panic, yanking away from each other. Neither of them had noticed someone trying to open the locked door a moment ago. Kenny, open the fucking door. I swear if my sister's in there, I'll fucking kill you. Wyan gasps at the sound of her brother's voice. She has never heard him sound so pissed off in her entire life. She's worried he might just kill her boyfriend. Oh my god. Kenny fucked your sister. Stan and Kyle about shout in sync. Shut up, fat ass! Kenny huffed, knowing his fun is over now. He kisses Wyan's forehead, quickly getting off of her and grabbing some clothes for both of them to wear. He tosses Wyan her emergency bag of clothes and puts on a pair of boxers with a stained white shirt and some dark worn out jeans. Wyan puts on her bra and puts on a random black tank top and some shorts from her bag. Anything is better than being naked when her brother is standing in the hallway. Kenny, I swear if you don't open this fucking door. Stan proceeds to pound on the door forcefully. Wyan sits on the bed, crisscrossed applesauce, as Kenny unlocks the door. What do you want? What do you idiots want? Whoa. Stan grabs the front of Kenny's shirt and takes a few steps into the room. His eyes search the room for his sister. He's even more pissed off seeing her on Kenny's bed with dark marks scattered across her neck. What the fuck, Stan? Let him go. Wyan shouts, scrambling off the bed to rush and grab her brother's arm and holding Kenny hostage. It's too damn early. Stan ignores his sister, forcing the wide-eyed blonde in front of him. He wants to punch Kenny in the face so badly right now. How dare Kenny mess around with his sister? You want to explain why my dad said Wyan was at Wendy's house for the night, but instead I find her in your bed? Cartman and Kyle watch the scene unfold in front of them. Cartman finds it hilarious, excited to watch the fight break out. Kyle, on the other hand, is confused about how he feels about the situation. It's clear from the purple marks around Wyan's neck and the shaky way she walks that she gave herself to Kenny last night. He knows that the two have been dating, and he has been trying to get over his feelings for her, but it still hurts his heart. Kenny is speechless. He wasn't planning to take things all the way last night. Maybe a little teasing and lots of cuddling. But that was the original plan until he saw Wyan practically naked and begging him to touch her. He doesn't regret a thing, though. He would do the same thing if he had to do it all over again. Stan, you're acting ridiculous right now. Stop it. Ignoring Wyan, Stan continues to yell at Kenny. You told me you wouldn't touch her. You liar. You're gonna drop her now that you've gotten into her pants, aren't you? Wine is horrified. How dare her brother track her down and threaten her boyfriend, Stan. That's when Kenny snaps. He shoves Stan off of him, sending Stan on his ass to the floor. Fuck you. What me and my girlfriend do is none of your fucking business. Stan is appalled at hearing Kenny say he has no right knowing what goes on between the two. That's his sister, and that Kenny is messing around with. He just wants to protect her. Stan stands up and tries getting in Kenny's face. Wyan moves to block her brother's path, standing tall as a way to shield Kenny. She's glaring at Stan so hard both Cartman and Kyle shiver from the intensity. You put your hands on my boyfriend one more time and I swear I'll punch you. Kenny can't find this protective side of Wyan hot, but he also feels guilty that she is in the middle of it. He never wanted things to go like this. He thought Stan was warming up to the idea of them being a couple. Stan apologized to him last night, and he said that he could continue dating Wyan. Sure, Stan was very against the idea of Kenny having sex with Wyan, but that part of his relationship isn't Stan's business, so he shouldn't be having a say about it. You two have been together for 3 months, and you let him in your pants already? Seriously, Wyan, I thought you were smarter than that. Kenny is both my best friend and the love of my life. I trust him with my life. Why can't you just be happy that I'm with someone who takes such good care of me? He only just wants to get in your pants. He didn't initiate it. I did. I wanted to have sex with him. Wyan shuts her eyes as they become glossy. She knows she doesn't have to explain herself, but she needs to defend Kenny. He didn't pressure her into anything, and Stan needs to know that. Stan freezes, shocked by those words. He couldn't believe it. What? A tear slipped out of one eye, making Wyan's vision start to blur. Not that it's any of your business, but the only time he mentioned anything about sex with me was when he was comforting me about our fight at school. He told me that you were wrong and he wouldn't touch me unless I said I was ready. He is so good to me and he cares about my feelings. Why can't you see that? Kenny spins Wyan around and pulls her into his chest, letting her sob into his arms. She grips the front of his shirt so tight her knuckles start to turn white. Wyan hates crying in front of other people. It makes her feel weak, even if she knows it doesn't. But she can't control it. She cares about her brother's opinion, and it hurts that he can't see how happy Kenny makes her. Stan won't even try saying things from her perspective. She didn't make this big of a scene when she found out he was dating Wendy behind her back. Wendy is her girl best friend, so even though it hurt that they hid it initially, and it took her a few days to accept, Wyan was just happy knowing Stan was happier. Stan is being an asshole about this situation, all because he thinks Kenny wants her for sex, and only that. Kenny glares at Stan, not happy that his girl is now crying. I think you guys should leave. It wasn't a question, but instead a statement. Stan feels incredibly guilty for making his sister cry. Shit. Wyan, he takes a step forward, towards his sister when Kenny glares turns harder. Instead of thinking about what you want for her, you should think about what she wants for herself. Stan's brows furrowed together, taking in Kenny's words. It took making Wyan cry for him to realize how much of a dick he is being. Now he doesn't know how to fix it. He hates seeing his sister cry, especially if he was the one to cause it. Come on, dude. Kyle places a hand on Stan's shoulder, catching his attention. I think you've done enough damage here. Stan relentlessly lets Kyle drag him out of the room and outside. I really fucked up, didn't I? Kyle sighs. You need to stop letting your emotions get the best of you. Wyan is old enough to make her own decisions. I know. Stan runs his hand through his hair, but she will always be my little sister. I just want to protect her. Don't change, but you need to give her the freedom to make mistakes and learn. You can't keep her sheltered forever. She's going to forgive me for this. I thought that was pretty entertaining. Carmen chimes in, snickering. You totally made her cry. Shut the hell up, Carmen. You're not helping. You're just pissed off Kenny is fucking the girl you're out. Kyle! Cartman rubs his shoulders when Kyle punches him. Quit fucking saying that. I have to fix this. Stan mumbles to himself, ignoring Cartman and Kyle's bickering. Now that Wyan is mad at him, he realizes he's acting out of anger. He should just talk to her like a mature person would. Too bad he was a little too late to realize that. Tipping back the bottle, Stan lets the burning liquid run down his throat. He pulls the bottle back before a few long gulps. He pulls the bottle back after a few long gulps, wiping his mouth of a few drops of vodka that spilled on his mouth with the back of his hand. He lets his head fall back and smack against the wall. Dude, you can't keep doing this. Stan glares at his best friend. Wayne hates me, and now Wendy won't talk to me either. What's the point? Kyle sighs, unimpressed. He came over to check up on Stan, since he hadn't heard from him in 4 days after the incident with Kenny and Wyan. Turns out Stan had been nursing a bottle of whiskey, drinking multiple cans of beer, and now he's gotten a bottle of vodka. You're drowning yourself in alcohol isn't gonna fix this. If anything, it's gonna make things worse. You don't know shit. Stan accuses, pouting and pointing an angered finger at Kyle. Becoming increasingly frustrated, Kyle snatches the bottle of vodka from Stan's hands, which wasn't hard, as Stan is so drunk he couldn't function properly. Kyle! Save it, Stan. This isn't healthy. You can't get drunk every time there's an inconvenience in your life. Kyle stole... Oh! Kyle scolds Stan, shaking his head. Stan tries to grab his bottle back, but immediately stumbles back to the floor on his ass. You can't even stand up. If Wyan saw you like this, she would be so disappointed. All the anger leaves Stan in that moment. He begins to sob uncontrollably. You're right, Kyle. No wonder she hates me. I'm a mess. Kyle frowns at the sudden switch of emotions. Stan has always been a bipolar drunk, going from angry to sad so fast it gives people whiplash. Dude, she doesn't hate you. Kyle sets the bottle on Stan's dresser and kneels in front of him. I don't think she could truly hate anyone, not even fat ass. She doesn't talk to me in days. She's ignoring me even at home. Stan uses the back of his hand to furiously wipe away the tears that continue to spill. You really hurt her and try to beat up her boyfriend. Kenny had sex with my sister. I was just supposed to be okay with that. Kyle grimaces at the thought. He really didn't want to think about Wyan having sex with Kenny. He quickly shakes his head, shoving that thought away. Wyan is an adult now. She can do whatever she wants. It's not your relationship. Stan sighs. I know. They are still together and in love, so that shows Kenny wasn't just trying to get in her pants. Normally Kenny sticks around long enough to have sex with a girl, then dips. Most of his relationships don't last more than 2 months, either. Stan sighs, running a hand through his hair. I guess you're right. I'm always right. Stan leans forward and wraps his arms around Kyle in a hug. Thanks, Kyle. You're my best friend. I love you. Yeah. Now no more alcohol, got it? Kyle pats Stan's back, helping him stand up to make his way to bed. Yeah, Stan mumbles as he flops into bed, quickly falling asleep as soon as his head hits the soft pillow. Snores can be heard. Kyle rubs his hand down his face, letting out a quiet sigh. He's such an idiot sometimes. Kyle pulls the blanket over Stan. He turns around and begins picking up the mess of empty beer cans on the floor, throwing them in the trash can. No matter how many times Stan does this, Kyle will always be there to help him out. That's what best friends do. Wyan, are you doing okay? Wyan softly smiles at Karen. Yeah, why do you ask? Wyan is currently hanging out at the McCormick residence with Karen and Kenny, with Karen since Kenny is working right now. Karen can see Wyan's smile doesn't reach her eyes. You spent the last 3 nights here. It feels like you're avoiding going home. Wyan sighs, letting her smile turn to a frown. She realizes she can't lie to the younger girl. You caught me, smarty. What's bugging you? You can trust me. Karen's eyes widen. It's not Kenny, is it? No, it's not Kenny. He's been perfect. Wyan shakes her head. It's just, I had a fight with my brother. Karen's eyes soften at that. What happened? He got mad at Kenny and I for dating, Wyan says, deciding not to go into full detail about the fight. Karen doesn't need to know the actual reason for the fight. Plus, it would be kind of awkward saying she had sex with Kenny and to Karen. It's a given that it was going to happen with the two dating, but she doesn't need to talk to Karen about it. Karen blinks in confusion. Really? Wyan nods her head and crosses her arms. But you and Kenny are meant to be. Wyan chuckles at Karen's outburst. You think so? Of course, Kenny is so in love with you and talks about you all the time. And I've seen the way you two look at each other. Wyan's eyes light up. Kenny talks about me? Obviously. Karen giggles, nodding her head. Wyan is so pretty. Wyan is amazing. Do you think Wyan will like this? Karen mocks her older brother jokingly. Wyan smiles, finding it cute how much her boyfriend thinks about her. She really is lucky to have that boy in her life. He's so sweet. I'm sure your brother will see it soon enough, Karen says. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't worry so much. Wyan ruffles Karen's hair, making the younger girl squeal. Let's go watch a movie. Your choice. How to Train Your Dragon? Again? Wyan chuckles at Karen's enthusiasm. Karen quickly counters. You watch your favorite movie a lot? Fair enough. Wyan raises her hand in surrender. My laptop is in my bag in Kenny's room. Got it! Karen shouts, rushing off to go retrieve the device. Wyan smiles at the younger girl. She is beyond happy to have Karen in her life as well. She already thinks of the girl as her little sister. Hello. So that's the end of the video. I finally fixed the visual part of this because I didn't even realize that it was fucked up. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. There's one more chapter and then the epilogue, and then there are 2 bonus chapters. So I think there should be 2 more videos because I don't think I'll finish it unless the epilogue is really short. Oh no. Yeah, no. The epilogue is not short. So there'll be 2 more videos of this of Best Friend. But anyway, I'm gonna just let you guys go. I love you guys so much. Please make sure to drink water and eat something. And if you have medication that you need to take daily, please take it. Have a good afternoon, evening, and good night. See you guys tomorrow.